Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another older Italian army update, and today we have another batch of Italian Paratroopers, and this is mostly teams and command staff. So we'll start off with the brixia light mortar. I'll zoom in a little bit. So we can see the brixia light mortar. I decided to stick them onto a big base this time to make it a little bit more scenic. And unlike the brixia light mortar that came with a Bersaglieri, this one you had to put together yourself out of 4 pieces, and it was a right pain in the rear end to put together, and I never want to do that again. It was horrible. I couldn't find any instructions on how to put it together either. And it wouldn't stick, and it broke, and it wouldn't stick again. It was an absolute nightmare. I'm glad I hodgepodged it together in the end, and luckily it's kind of far enough under the guy that you can't really see it anyway, so job done. So it's the actual guy, the actual figures themselves are actually quite well posed. And we've got the ranks of these guys. We've got a Corporale and a Soldato Salto. You can see they've got their 2 boxes of ammo there and there, and you've got the one guy about to insert the round, and the other guy aiming it up, and they're kind of taking cover behind a sort of a desert shrub. Came out okay. It's an okay team, and light mortars are pretty good. Not that I've really had that much experience with them so far, but they can be very handy. And we've got the assistant there with the Beretta, and the actual weapon commander has got a pistol, and that seems to be all he has. So that is the brixia light mortar. Next up, we'll do the artillery spotter. So here we go. You can see this guy's another nicely posed miniature. He's armed with a Carcano carbine. I've given him the rank of a Teniente, and he's got his radio set there, and he's speaking coordinates, relaying coordinates to the artillery. You can see that he's got the standard Italian ammo pouches for the carbine, and he's got a water bottle, and he's got his carry sack, which no doubt has his some extra grenades, and has extra ammo for his rifle and stuff in. Pleased with how he came out. Next up, go for the flamethrower team here. So we'll start with the assistant. Both of these guys are Soldato Salto, so veteran infantry. And here we have a nice chap running with a beret, and you can see that he's got a nice stylized moustache. He's got his ring neck desert pullover underneath his smock. He's armed with a Carcano carbine, and he has his jump knife there tucked into his belt, and his water bottle or canteen, and his carry sack of gear in sort of like original sort of Luftwaffe blue colour, which a lot of airborne equipment was. The sort of the European version of this uniform, they can actually have blue-grey this sort of same colour blue sort of jump trousers rather than the sort of desert ones. And of course his little star and wing of the airborne on his beret there. So that is the assistant flamethrower guy. The flamethrower himself, I really do like this miniature. So here we have this guy in a regular sort of unsmocked paratrooper kit, and you can see he's got a gas mask on and these thick leather gloves, and he's got a kind of sort of a fireproof hood on as well. And I decided to paint his flamethrower sort of European grey colour, and then he's got his carry sack there, and he's got a grenade and his dagger or jump knife and his water bottle, and of course the thick fire retardant gloves, and you can see his hood there underneath his gas mask. I can't decide to go for sort of a grey colour, sort of European grey colour for that, and his mask, and sort of like the blued out lenses of his gas mask there, and he's kind of got his jump helmet on, with his sort of a flary trousers and his jump helmet are really the only way you can kind of tell that this is an airborne guy really, apart from perhaps his carry sack and dagger. But I really do like this guy. I think he came out really well. I've been trying to get better at painting black and sort of highlighting black, and I think slowly I'm kind of getting a little better, because I like the way it kind of you can kind of see the sort of because I use German grey as German grey, and then with a little bit of neutral grey added to it to kind of highlight the black up, and it takes a bit of getting used to, but like all things, you just have to keep practicing and it slowly starts getting better. And I'm definitely noticing a difference in things that were black that I painted before, and things that I'm maybe a year or two ago, and things that I'm painting black today, and there's a definite difference. So I was really happy with how this guy came out. So that's the flamethrower guy and the completed flamethrower team. Got 6 more guys to go. Next up, we'll go for the one of the command teams. We'll start with the assistant here first. So you've got a grenade throwing Marcello Ordinario, I believe. This guy hasn't actually got his name written on his stand. I forgot to write on there. And he's got the standard Beretta armed vest, and his jump knife there, and his grenade pouches across the front there. And of course the infamous red grenades, of which the paratroopers didn't actually use all red grenades. They actually had some painted in sort of a desert yellow, and also the sort of the European grey they used to paint them in. But I decided to give him a classic red one, just for a bit of a change. Next up we have the Teniente, the first lieutenant of my paratrooper squad, and this guy, I've given him all the bling that I could possibly give him. So he's got his Folgore shoulder collar emblems. He's got his chest rank patch there, which is 2 stars, and he's also got his arm insignia on either cuff of his uniform. Nice posed figure this. It came with a separate pointing arm, which actually used some plastic putty to help fill in the slight gap that was left, and I think it came up pretty good. And you can see his arm with a brixia, and he's got his pistol holster there, and he's got a 3 magazine pouch on his belt there, which I thought originally was a map pouch, but you can clearly see the 3 magazines there. And I decided to give him a sort of a brown leather one, a sort of cork brown colour. So perhaps this is a private buy by him, because obviously officers were a lot of officers brought their own uniform jackets and their own pieces of equipment. I did think about giving him brown leather gloves. Again, they would have been like a private buy, but I decided to stick with black. So these could perhaps be his, private brought black leather gloves to go with his paratrooper uniform. So yeah, that's the first lieutenant, or Teniente Primo, I believe. And coming up next, we have the sniper team. So let's put those guys in. So you can see that I decided to go for separate bases for these guys. I'm only just sort of starting to get into the idea of using bigger bases for teams. I think obviously you can do some nice little scenes and dramas with them, but I think there are still bonuses to, especially for sniper teams, I think, to have 2 separate miniatures. And these 2 happen to be on sort of cavalry bases, but I decided to go for rather than the sort of rectangular ones, to use the slightly less cut down profile of the warlord ones. Seem to have quite a bunch of them spare. So here we have the sniper. He has the rank of corporale, and this is a nice sniper figure. But for some reason, the Italian military don't, or at least in Warlord's range, don't have any other snipers apart from the airborne sniper. So it's a bit of a shame that. But you can see it's a nicely posed sniper figure. Rifle-wise, it looks like he's got a Kar-98. Certainly doesn't look like a Kar-98. And you can see that he's got his haversack there, and his water bottle, and his jump knife, or his paratrooper knife, and camouflage smock, and the camouflage helmet cover. And again, I think he came out pretty cool. He's got like a bit of desert camouflage on his rifle there, a bit of some desert flowers helping him sort of blend in. And then you've got his assistant here, holding some binoculars and pointing out a target to him. And you can see that this guy has, again, got cat hair on this guy, which I can't get rid of again. Okay, it's going to have to stay there, it's really annoying me. This guy had quite a nasty mould line right down the front of his face there. So I kind of made it look like a little bit of a scar. He's armed with a Beretta submachine gun. He's got his jump smock and his vest with a grenade belt. And he's got kind of a sort of desert shrub at the back of his sitting behind him, basically. You can see he's got his airborne wing and star. Came out quite cool. And finally, the last 2. Quite a quick update, this one. We have the second command squad, which this guy is actually a capitano or a captain. So we'll start with him first. So here we have the captain. You can see he's got his arm rank there, and his 3 stars on his above his tunic pocket, his Sahariana pocket, and he's also got his Fulgore colour tab there, and the actual design of the airborne Sahariana jacket was slightly different to the one that the regular Italian army used. It's actually like what they call collarless, so like the collar never stood up on the neck. It was basically flat against the neck, and it gave this peculiar look, as if there's not actually a collar there. You can see that this guy's got his again, decided to go for the sort of regular airborne blue carry sack and water bottle. A fair few other guys in this batch of guys have got that particular loadout, and his water bottle, of course. And again, he's got that 3 or 4 round or 3 or 4 pouch magazine holder for his Beretta, and he's got his paratrooper helmet there. So yeah, he's a nice figure, this. You could just about see that little pouch there, which I presume is his pistol holster. Yeah, so that's the captain. And finally, we've seen this particular posed guy before, because I believe he was in my first unit. But we have this Marcello Ordinario with his standard paratrooper loadout of his submachine gun vest, his grenade belt, and the camo smock and helmet, and of course the standard paratrooper flare trousers, and quite a nice posed figure. And that kind of concludes this little update. I have almost finished my my Italian paratrooper reinforcements from my army. Let's just bring everyone into the shot here. So you've got the sniper team, captain and his assistant, the forward observer, flamethrower team, the lieutenant or teniente and his assistant, and finally the brixia light mortar. With his forgot to show you all the sort of desert bushy diorama thing at the back here. I really do like these. I've got a whole bunch of them from a company called Tajima, which normally do all my sort of desert tufts and stuff. And you can only use them on sort of bigger base things really, because they're just a little bit too big to put on a regular figures base. So I always quite enjoy using those when I get the chance to. They're really quite cool, and so are these sort of desert bushes as well. They're by the same company. So that is the end of this extra Italian army update, or old army update. And like I say, I've got literally 9 more paratroopers to do, and that will be my full Italian reinforcements for their army. Although I have actually got another M3940 tank to add to them, which I might use as either. I was thinking of perhaps building up a platoon of them that you can kind of. I know some people swap in tank platoons rather than the one tank for sort of bigger games. It would be quite handy to have a platoon of 3 of those eventually, and basically it'll just be used as a swap out for the tankette if I decide to use a different point. It's all variation of points really. What you want to use and what you want to spend, and you know, cutting this out of one part and putting it into another. And I believe this sticker that's come off here belongs to the bottom of this. Yeah, these Warlord stands aren't so good for writing names on the bottom. So I've had to use these sort of stickery things, and they don't stick particularly well. So you just see on here I've just got the rank. They're both the same rank, so I just got the sort of subtitle there, and then the two names, like I do to all my figures. As I say, just in practically every Italian video, that I always give names to my figures, give them a bit of personality. So that is the end, and like I say, the next video will probably be in about a week's time again, and that'll be my final Italian Paratrooper update. And then I might do, you know, might have them all in the video together, rather than doing an extra sort of Grand Army update type thing. So until next time, I'll catch you later.